Good morning. I'm Leslie Ann at leslieann.com. That's LESLIEANE.com. And I just posted on my YouTube channel, which is Eden's Gardens Videos. That's Eden's EDENS Garden DARDEN Videos VIDEOS. It's all together because I guess when I came up with the channel, there's like a bajillion different Eden Garden videos. So what I'd like to express with you right now is what a near-death experience is like. I've talked about near-death experiences, but I never shared with you what it felt like, what I was going through, what the images were. And the near-death experiences, I've had two. One at home right after surgery, and one in the hospital again after surgery. And the other one was I nearly bled out, and that was not in the hospital. And so what happens is all of a sudden you just get really weak. It's like your blood pressure just drops, and you can't hardly hear anything. It's like people could be talking around you, but it sounds like mumbling. And you're looking around the room and you can kind of see things, and then all of this, it gets really like foggy and hazy, and then boom, it goes black, dark. I think this is where people, when they start dying, get scared, because it goes, you can't see anything. There's not even a star or bright light at that moment. I call that place nothingness. And I believe that's the place where, like a caterpillar that's in a chrysalis that becomes the butterfly, that caterpillar spits acid all over itself until it becomes nothing, pure liquid. A painful task, I'm assuming, but probably very peaceful in the end. And you come through that darkness. It's like lights show up along the side of you, and it's like a long hallway, and in those lights are people that you knew and that you loved in this lifetime and many lifetimes. You'll actually see your masters, your angels, those that have been guiding you as your light body, your soul being that you've forgotten about because you became human and then kind of fell asleep. And I'm all about, my practice here today is, I do the whole holistic chain, but when I do sound healing, when I do intuitive readings on the individual, it's about also reminding you are light as well. So as you're going down this corridor, you know that these were people that were in your lives. I could actually see. I lost a baby at 5.5 months, but interesting enough, it would have been like 3 years at the time when I had this experience. And he was standing with my mother-in-law's husband, and he was like, my mother-in-law's husband was pushing him in a swing, and he was like, "Hi, mommy." And it was like, oh my God, well, hello, it's nice that they were happy. And, when these people cross over, they pick the time where they feel they look the best in their lives. And because they show up in human form, so that your eyes, as you go through this process, because you're not really dead just yet. Once you start going through that corridor, it's like being on an escalator. The chair just moves you along, and you look from right to left or left to right, and you can hear the music. It's so like ethereal. It's just so beautiful, and the colors are just my gosh, it's like looking at prisms. This is why I love sparkly things, because it so reminds me of that place of us. That's what we really are. We're really light, what we're having this experience. And then you get to see this big, bright, beautiful light, gold and white and shimmery. It's just, and so many like faded hues of the rainbow. And you move towards that. And if you're really dying, you go through it. And your heart is just so expanded because you're no longer aware of your human suit that you just really want to become one with it. Like dive into it, like embrace it, and it embraces you. It's the most, oh gosh, glorious feeling, peaceful. And then you have all this, all your knowingness is coming back, and in my case, it was like this big giant fan that just was like, I could feel the air. And the more I reached for the light, all of a sudden you got to go back. I had 2 kids still. They were very young. And all of a sudden, I got, like this fan came, I could feel the breeze, and all of a sudden it was like my chair was moving backwards. And everybody on the end, on the sides, were still waiting. It was so good to see everybody, but nobody ever dies alone, okay? That I know. There's always someone there for you. So if you're aware that you never die alone and you hear somebody's, tragic or whatever happens and they passed away and nobody was in there, they didn't die alone, okay? They've been well taken care of. I don't mean to get emotional. It's so heart-touching. I'm not saying go out and have a near-death experience either. Don't do that. You don't know what you're doing. You just let the divine do what it's got to do, And that's what they were like. Some were longer, some were shorter. But they all seem to be like that. And if you actually die and you go through the other side, it gets kind of a tumultuous too. It gets beautiful, then it gets tumultuous. Because that's another subject. And it's another video. And I will do that when you break through the other side of death. But for now, this is a near-death experience of mine that I'm sharing with you. So I'm really grateful to have had those experiences so that I can share them. And so that I'm able to sit with clients as well, whether they're getting ready to cross over and building a bridge for them in a hospice way, to bring them more peace and ease. Make it a beautiful day. It's so pretty out. But it isn't what's out there that's pretty. Look within yourself. Namaste.